Welcome to the Jan Podcast, Season 2, Episode 12. It also happens to be the 50th episode. Who knew? Hello, everyone. I am your host, Jan, but you all know that or you wouldn't freaking be here. So I will get right to it. And I don't have like a great show for you, but I have some interesting stories for you. Uh, I'm going to start off with my peeve just so I can get it out of the way. Yeah. It was this guy that was I don't know if he was gapping out or if he's just one of those assholes, but he's in the fast lane, it's 3 lanes, okay? He's in the fast lane and he's humming along and he's riding the guy's ass. And then just out of the blue, I guess that was his exit. So he just cuts in front of everybody to take his exit. So I don't know if he gapped or if he's just a jerk. Like he can't get out of the fast lane till the last freaking second. I mean, I've seen that. It just sucks. I'm like, you're gonna get fucking someone killed because you're gonna cut across the street and they're gonna react to it. Welcome to California. Crap ass driving everywhere. I was looking through the Internet Movie Database. I don't know if you guys ever go online and look at that. They have an app, but I've been going on that. It's probably one of the first apps I ever went on to, and I was on it online before that, just on the web. I really like it because it's full of information and you have a question about like, oh man, who was in that movie? You can always hit that and you'll find out who is in it and how much the movie made and how much it cost to make the movie. It's interesting facts, what kind of awards they won for the movies. Um, but I had popped on there and I noticed uh, I guess because they have to. Amazon Prime has been pushing that Melania movie. And I am no fan of Melania, and I don't give a shit if you are or not either. Okay, I don't care. You can be a fan of her. You don't have to be a fan of her. But I'm telling you right now, I can't stand that bitch. So the movie looked like it was a shit show, and it looks like it's a shit show, and they're lying about how many people have gone to see it. So they're really pushing it, but they actually put the Internet Movie Database rating in the first week of advertising, and it was a 1.4. 1.4. I'm not sure I've ever even seen one that low. I was like, oh my god. So I've noticed the last, I don't know, couple of ads weeks they took it out. They just didn't put any rating at all. Hilarious. I'm like, yeah, no one's gonna rate that higher than a. I mean, unless you're like stuck on who she thinks she is, but she's so fake. Ugh, I can't stand that bitch. Anyways, shit. Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. Oh, it's funny, speaking of movies, it's funny that a movie can set a trend for like an entire fucking decade, okay? An entire trend for the whole decade. One of those movies was Saturday Night Fever, in my opinion. Disco just fucking lit up. It was just everything was disco and people were wearing, disco clothes and everything was groovy and it was an interesting fun time and I was old enough to see it. It was cool. And then once I was a little older, we hit like urban cowboy era and everybody was wearing cowboy hats and all of a sudden everybody was a cowboy. It's funny how it influences and I'm sure there's many more, many more. Those were just two that I had randomly chosen that influenced what I grew up with, at least. There's tons more, and if you know them, freaking put them in the comments, man. I'll talk about those too. We are free to talk about anything Gen X here, and if you have a topic you'd like to talk about or know, feel free to let me know, man. I'm pretty sure I have a website too, so I'll give you my website, and you could leave a email. It'd be cool. I wouldn't mind hearing from you. I'm still working on it, and I've how long have I fucking said that? I am my father's daughter. I don't finish anything. I start it, and I'm like 3/4 done. I'm like, oh, next project? No, finish this one. Oh, I'll get to it. No, 2 years later, a year later, no, still haven't finished it. I've been trying, but it's very time consuming to set those things up, man. I don't have a lot of time. It is what it is. I mean, I got to deal with it, so I got to hit it head on, knock the shit out of the park. Let's see, what was my next topic? Fuck. I was watching this instructional video and I'm on my phone. I'm on my couch on my phone and I'm watching it and they're going through all the shit that I'm gonna have to do and all this. And then it says, and I'm looking and I noticed Chupa jumps off my lap and I'm like, thank you, now I can fucking focus. and I saw something on the screen, and I'm like going, and I'm like, it's not blowing off, and I swipe, and I realize it's the fucking cursor for the fucking video that they're talking cursor. I'm like, son of a bitch, I'm blowing a cursor off the screen. God damn it. I am fucking going blind. This is ridiculous. I am going blind. And I have my glasses on, which made it even worse, you know. I'm like, oh. But I have my fars on, not my nears. I have my driving glasses on still. I didn't have any glasses for like reading. And those will not do the job if I'm trying to look up close. I'll have to take a guess. It just pissed me off. I'm like, oh my God. Freaking blind ass. Yeah. Yeah. I know there's nothing like feeling old. Fucking I was watching I was doom scrolling the other day, and I had ran across this freaking like, I don't know, 10-year-old, 8 to 10-year-old maybe, and he's doing this competition. I don't know if it was in China maybe. They're doing a Rubik's Cube competition. So he's got all these people next to him, right? And they're recording how long it takes him to do it. The kid doesn't even look at it. He just grabs it and feels his way through it, and like 4 seconds, he had the Rubik's Cube done. I was like, "You motherfucker." The best I could ever do with a goddamn Rubik's Cube was 2 fucking sides. 2 sides. I'm like, "Dang it, man. I know there's a trick to it. It's like top, top, side, side, top, side, top." I just never could remember it. So, yeah, dang it. But I do love Rubik's Cubes, and I have a little tiny one that's up on my little rack. I have to try to make a studio or something instead of just kind of randomly doing it wherever. That way I can set it up with all my little treasures. Yeah. But fuck, man. Blindfolded in 30 seconds. Too intelligent for a kid. What the hell? And then you've got grown adults acting like fucking infants. You have these children that are mature and intelligent, and you have these adults acting like whiny little babies. And no, I'm not talking about work. No. I don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't know. It's not for me. I can't figure it out. I cannot figure things out like that. Oh, okay. So I really don't have a ton to talk about today, and I'm kind of going through it faster than I intended. I thought I'd talk about those 2 movies a little more, but I did want to talk about a movie that I did watch. I don't know if any of you have ever watched Clue. I was watching it before I came here when I was doing my notes and stuff, and I love that movie. Tim Curry, I really, really like Tim Curry. And I remember Tim Curry from, back in the early days when he did Rocky Horror. We had a bootleg Rocky Horror video, my friend did. We'd watch Rocky Horror. What was the other one? It was bootleg Rocky Horror. It was maybe Pink Floyd, The Wall, and then Faces of Death, if you could believe that. Oh my God. Yeah, that was pretty intense for the 80s, and now you see it every day. Isn't that weird? In the 80s, Faces of Death was just horrifying. Watching a guy parachute into an alligator pit was just horrifying. And now you see it all. You see, like, not that you see that, but they imitate it in movies and things, which is just as bad, I think. I mean, I think it desensitizes you. So, I mean, I certainly don't think we're as sensitive now as we were back then. That kind of stuff was being screened from us. You had to rent that shit if you could find it. Bootleg. I don't know if any of you saw those. There were some that were pretty brutal, though. There were some that were pretty brutal. They showed like car wrecks and all kinds of nasty shit. But we were the ones that like to go out and get those bootleg videos. The 80s was just so different. The 80s and even the early 90s. It was just a different time, man. It kind of sucks. I feel bad for the kids now that have to deal with the shit they're dealing with because we didn't have that problem. We'd just leave and go do what we wanted to do, and then we'd come back, and everything was great. No one was snatching us from the streets. There weren't any gangs that were going to shoot us. Well, at least not in my area. There could have been in higher, like, per capitas, like LA or fucking, even in San Francisco, but not in my area. We were chill. We were chill. But yeah, I wanted to talk about, it's funny how you can meet someone, and when you meet them, you maybe don't like each other right away. You know what I mean? Or maybe you don't even think about it and something happens. So the example I'm going to say is one of my friends, and she'll know who she is. And anyone that knows me is going to know who I'm talking about, but I'm not going to say her name. She was my BFF in high school, and we met when we were like 13, I think. That's the first time we cordially met, but we had met before that, in a soccer game, and we didn't know it at the time. We didn't know that we had met previously like that because that particular soccer game, and I had to go way back for this. That particular soccer game was the game that I got in a fist fight with this girl, and I'll be damned if it wasn't her. It was her. She's the one that I got into a big fist fight with, and she was like center forward, and I was center full back. So we were going at it all day, and then we just got into this fist fight, and they broke it up, and then we moved on, and then we moved on, and then we went and tried out for the state team or the district team actually to get to the state team. And we ended up in the goal box together, and everyone was like trying to score off of us, and we kept blocking the shots. Like she took one half and I took the other, and no one could score off of us. And we were actually our egos were getting huge. We're like, "Ooh, we are so good!" And then when we realized, I think it might have been like weeks after we started playing together that we realized that we had that. And it was after someone went, "Didn't you guys just have a fist fight a couple of weeks ago?" We're like, "What? Huh? We did?" Yeah, yeah, we did. So funny. You never know, man. You never know. She ended up being a good friend. So, I mean, we grew up together. It's funny how your friendships can evolve. Yeah, and honestly, some of the best times I had playing soccer were when we played on the basically the district team. We were going maybe to the Bay and other places playing soccer tournaments. At the time, we didn't even have a girls' team for high school, okay? That's how green soccer was here in this area. It was catching on for girls, but it was more like just catching on for boys, so girls were a little bit behind as usual. Had to get that dig in. But, we got to go to play like maybe, I don't know, 3 games tournaments like that over the weekend. Then if you made it through, you'd go to the next day and go to like a 3-game tournament or some shit. It was brutal. The schedule was brutal, and the fields were cold, wet, muddy, and some of them smelled like fucking wet fish. It was gross. I mean, it's the field smelled terrible. And that was like one of our last games too, was the stinky field, the field of fish. It was so nasty. It was like sledgy mud in the goal box and sledgy mud in the center of the field. And not just sledgy mud, it was like liquid mud. Like you'd run through it and it would literally take your shoe right off. Or if you slid, it would cover you like a car going through a puddle. It was fucking amazing. It was fun as hell, don't get me wrong, but it was really cold and no one knew it was going to be like that and no one had a change of clothes. So everyone was just head to toe covered in fucking mud and freezing their ass off. It was rough. It was rough. We were like, son of a bitch. We're like 14, 13 or 14, freezing our ass off out in this mud. And our coaches had to take us to a fucking car wash or like a laundromat and fucking throw our clothes in. And we had to sit around in our underwear waiting for our fucking clothes to clean. And you think they would get away with that shit now? Fuck no. Oh my god, this is what I'm saying when I'm saying it was just a different time then, okay? We used to change clothes in the fucking bus for band. We changed from our street clothes into our band uniform for marching. And we'd all be boys and girls right there, stripping down to our underwear, and no one said anything or did anything. It was just what we did. We just did it. But that shit would never fly now. It's so funny. It's just, gosh, man, you think back there and nobody really thought anything about it then, but you think about it now, you're like, oh shit, maybe we probably shouldn't have been doing that. But like you say, we had a lot of freedom back then, and we were actually, for being kids, we were fairly mature because we were self-reliant. So I mean, we knew better than to do something stupid and ruin it. But yeah, that was an interesting game, and to be fair, we thought we were the shit, and we were the cream of the crop of where we came from. We were the best. They had the best team they could have fucking possibly made for this area, and we went in there and just got fucking mollywopped. Those Bay Area teams just fucking spanked us, and we'd ask them and talk to them, and those girls have been playing for like 10 fucking years. I'm like, 10 years? This is like my fucking third year, fourth year. I'm like, 10 years? No wonder we got fucking whooped. Yeah, it was an eye opener. It was a true eye opener. Yeah, we had to step our fucking game up. So everything changed after that. I mean, it got a lot more serious. Like it got more serious, but I mean, we were just trying to make it to the state team. We didn't even know there was a state team fucking 3 weeks before we started training for that. We had no idea what the fuck that even was. So, I mean, this was our first time even trying to get into this bid, you know. It was fun. It made a lot of friendships, and some lasted a long time, and some I never saw again. So, you know, it is what it is, but it was good times. It's something that I'll always treasure. And there's still more stories about that, and I'll wait for my friend to give me the okay on telling some of them, or not telling some of them. But you know, she was the unfortunate one when she was playing center forward. She just got so fucking muddy, and she was a slider, so but she mowed a lot of fucking mud into other people too. So it was kind of fun. She'd go slide and she'd like coat their team that were coming after her. It was kind of fun. It's the little things like that, you know. Ah, shit. But yeah, those were good times. And it just shows you that you never know who you meet, and you never know what that'll lead to, and you just never know. And it ended up being a really fun time, even though our team sucked. It was still a fun time. Oh man, but I mean, I don't know. At least I made the state team. So I got that going for me. Shit, yeah, I got lucky. But anyways, I think that's about it. Happy 50th episode to me and to you. Hopefully we'll have 50 more to come, but if I don't get more listeners, I don't know how the fuck that's gonna happen. Although my listeners are up, I'm very happy and very grateful for everyone that's listening. I really, really fucking appreciate it. You don't even know. Like I said, I don't make money off of this. I'm just doing it right now just to have like a little volume of my life. And then maybe next year I'll take it more seriously on thinking that I want to make some money out of it. But yeah, until then, go fund me. Yeah, until then, I'm just gonna keep doing what I do. But it's fun. All right, well, don't forget to shop, not shop. Adopt. Right, adopt. Don't shop, okay? There's a dog that needs to be adopted. I got my chupa. I didn't shop for my chupa. I got, and it was worth every penny. Oh my goodness, here she is. Shit, what have I done? I better hurry now. Now the pressure is on. Now the pressure is on. There's a mighty Chewini staring me down. She made me lose my train of thought. It worked. You see how that goes? You see how that goes? All right, like, follow, share. Hopefully I can keep this up. I don't know how many more stories I have, for Christ's sakes, but I do, like I said, I do have an idea for another podcast that I've been talking about for months. So, yeah, it's kind of in the process, but I haven't had much time to work on it, nor has my co-host. So we'll see what happens. It's gonna be a humdinger, I'm sure. All right, well, I will catch you next time, and don't do anything I wouldn't do without me. No, I don't want to know about it. I think. All right, till next time. Meh. Peace out.